Hello and welcome to episode 191 of the Daily Sales Message, where every single day I share a piece of simple and actionable advice that's designed to help you feel more confident and sell more stuff. If you're new around here, my name is James Newell and I teach people how to sell for a living. That's what I do. And for me, it comes in two parts. You have to start with having a clear sales message. You've got to be able to articulate what you offer in simple, easy to understand terms. And you need selling confidence, the ability to be relaxed and comfortable and confident in a selling situation. In this episode of the Daily Sales Message, we're focusing on a particular question that you need to ask every single potential buyer that you talk to, every single one of them. And if you don't ask this question, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. You might still sell to them. You probably have sold to people without asking this question. But if you ask this specific question, it makes life a lot easier. And you have to excuse the phraseology here, because you'll have to change the terms here and how you phrase it to fit your language and your kind of personality, because not everybody would say this. But the question in essence is this: what does success look like to you? What does success look like to you? Got to change the terminology, because if you're at my house fitting a patio for me and you say, so James, what does success look like to you? And say, a patio. So it might be, what's the finished product look like here? What does your ideal patio look like? Just paint a picture for me so I can really understand what you're looking for and make sure we can deliver it to you. So I've got to change the terminology. But what does success look like to you? Asking that question, what you're basically saying is, how are you going to judge me on the end result that I give you? Excuse me. How are you going to judge me on the end result that I give you? That's really what the question is asking. And by asking it now, before you've given somebody something, we can preempt issues. Because what I might do is say, here you go, I've made an Apple Magic Mouse for you. Isn't it wonderful? And you go, it's great, James, but I wanted this bit to be black to match my MacBook Pro. Whereas at the start, if I say, what does success look like to you? What does this outcome look like? How are you going to judge this as success? How are we going to phrase it that's comfy for you? You might say, well, it's got to be black because it's got to match what I'm doing. Good point. Let's jot that down. Sometimes things like that, and this is true because you do this too when you buy things, in your head, you've got like a checklist of, well, it must do this and it must do that and it must have this and it mustn't have that, etc. But you might not communicate that to the seller, because you might not think about it, or you can't be bothered, or you presume they're going to do it properly or whatever. But as a seller, we've got to ask that question. What does success look like to you? How are you going to judge this as success? However, we're going to phrase that ultimately so we know precisely how they're going to judge us. And then when we deliver the end result to them, it actually looks like and is what they're expecting. This helps with reducing and preventing buyer's remorse, helping with reviews and case studies and testimonies, etc. It keeps your buyer happy. It just helps wasting time, saves wasted time of just not getting it right first time. There's a huge power to just getting things right first time by asking really good questions and understanding things. So what does success look like to you? Okay, that's it for this episode of the Daily Sales Message. Tomorrow in episode 192, we're going to be talking about ROI, return on investment, ROI. This is something people struggle with. If your offering cannot be expressed as, you give me £1, I will give you £2 back, this simple financial calculable ROI, if you have that problem, tomorrow's episode is for you. Check in. I'll talk to you a little bit more about that then. In the meantime, head on over to sellingconfidencescore.com. That's sellingconfidencescore.com. In less than 2 minutes, 20 yes/no questions. I'll give you a score on how well or badly you might be doing when it comes to selling. And more importantly, I'll give you a free action plan that's yours to keep, full of advice and tips and strategies that are free to do, instantly actionable, proven, totally practical. A bit like the stuff we talk about here, really. But it'll help you to improve in those specific areas where maybe you're lagging behind, or maybe you want to improve. So that's sellingconfidencescore.com. Thanks for listening or watching all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it, because I do get a bit weird sometimes. So thanks for doing that. I'll see you tomorrow for another exciting edition of the Daily Sales Message.